Hey, what's going on, you guys? Welcome to another episode of the Trainer Talk. Today is episode 25, so we're almost 6 months in, which is pretty cool to think about. Today we're going to be talking about putting yourself first. So you must take care of yourself before you can take care of others. And a lot of people really overlook this, and I don't think they take it into consideration, especially parents, because they're constantly trying to take care of everybody else, especially the moms. I think they're trying to take care of their kids and their husband, and they're not taking the time to take care of themselves. And what they don't realize is they can't take care of their kids or their family as well if they aren't taking care of themselves. So we want to try to give you some tips and tricks and just some information on how to start making the time to take care of yourself and how much more impact that'll make when it comes to serving your family and others around you. So we'll just kind of go back and forth with our opinions and just some information that we gathered, and hopefully help you guys out. So Caitlin, you want to start us out?
Yeah, so I think the biggest thing to kind of realize, what I always tell people and tell myself is that you can't serve others from an empty cup. Meaning you can't be the best parent, you can't be the best coworker, you can't be the best spouse to those people if you are not filling yourself up first. Like, you have to take care of yourself. And that doesn't just mean doing those self-love things by taking a bath, or, those things are good too, but really taking care of yourself and your body by working out, fueling yourself with good, healthy foods. Because, a lot of people say, when they have kids, I don't have time to work out because I have to take care of my kids. Well, the truth is, you do have time to work out, you just need to make it. And you're going to be a better mom if you take the time to take care of yourself and then go fuel and feed into your kids after that.
Yeah, and that's an excuse I hear a lot too, is I have kids, I don't have somebody that can watch them, or I don't have time to get into the gym. I see I see people bring their kids into the gym all the time. I think that's great. Obviously, this isn't a babysitting center, but there's always usually people around, so your kids aren't going to be hopefully messing around and getting in trouble or getting themselves hurt. You can bring them here, you can get a workout done. And then we were just talking before we started recording about how kids look up to their parents as heroes, and that's their first role model almost always. And if you're somebody that just neglects to give your body self-love, which in my opinion self-love is taking care of yourself, like she said, working out, but also even just walking, eating a little bit better, drinking more water, that's all self-love too. There's so many different versions of it, but that is huge for kids to watch that and watch their parents do healthy things growing up. It makes them more likely to do it when they get older. Just like if you're a smoker or you're obese, most likely your kid is going to be a smoker, be obese. That's very common, and you see it all the time. So why not be a good role model, even if it's just eating a little bit better and showing your kids that healthy food can taste good too, and different things like that. You don't want to be somebody that just neglects your body all the time, and then 30 years down the road, or however long down the road, your kids don't have you anymore. That's ultimately the worst thing. And I think most parents would agree with that. They want to be here for their kids, they want to be here for their grandchildren, and if you don't take care of yourself, the likelihood of that happening gets decreased every single day.
Yeah, I'm gonna add to a different part. So Austin said, basically you're setting an example for your kids, and not only are you doing that, but if you're not a parent yet, if you're setting an example for everyone that you come in contact with, all your friends, all your family. And I think it's normal in today's day and age to kind of get crap for choosing to live a healthy lifestyle. People say, well, why are you doing that? Why do you have to eat healthy? Why can't you just have the ice cream? And they give you crap for that. I dealt with that, especially in college. And I think I mentioned this in the last video that we did, just me telling my friends, I have to go get my workout in, and getting crap for that. But now, a few years later, those same people who gave me crap are now asking me for advice on how to live a healthier lifestyle, because now that we're out of that college stage, it starts to catch up with you. And so even though it might be hard now to set that example, if you're the only one in your family doing it, eventually if you keep going and you just stick to it and you stay consistent, they are going to see you and they're hopefully going to want to do what you're doing.
And inform them about the benefits of it and the risk of not doing it.
Yeah. I mean, my mom set a huge example for me growing up. She was always super into fitness as long as I can remember. And I didn't always follow it at first when I was a kid, but once I got into college, I was like, I want to do that. I want to look the way she does. I want to feel the way she does. I want to be happy like she is. And working out is going to make you happier, have more energy for taking care of other people in your life. So set that example for not just your kids, but everyone around you. Even if it's hard, it's going to pay off, and eventually they're going to want to know what the secret is to your happiness overall.
Yeah, a few things to add on what they said. So when Austin said, you are leading by example, and if you're obese or if you're living an unhealthy lifestyle, most likely your child will as well. And here's the thing, it's not because it's hereditary. That's a very, very small percentage. It's because of the lifestyle your family lives. There's so much more research that has come out in the last 20 years that shows that, if you develop heart disease, does not mean automatically your child will develop it. A lot of people blame that, my parents had heart disease, so I'm going to get it. It's a very small percentage of that is hereditary. It's because you grew up in the same household, you did all the same activities, you lived the same lifestyle. That's why people end up developing it. So here's an example. You take two identical twins that get adopted with two different families. One family lives an unhealthy lifestyle, the other one lives a healthy lifestyle. Those identical twins, one could be completely obese and one could be completely fit and healthy. It's because they are adopting the lifestyle that they're around, they're surrounded with, the environment they live in. So I just wanted to add that on. So don't just use the excuse that, I'm bound to die of early death because of heart disease or diabetes or whatever, because my parents or grandparents had it. You can change your lifestyle and you can actually completely prevent it if you choose to do so. And basically it just takes getting knowledge about it, informing yourself on it. So finding the right information, which is hopefully what we'll try to bring you guys. And another thing, just to add on to that, I really want to try to get people to understand that we live in a world that we have to take care of ourselves. It's not like it was years and years ago where kids are constantly playing outside and they were burning off all this energy. Fortunately, I grew up in a family where we were always outside playing in the sunshine. My mom, she's lactose intolerant, so she usually always cooked pretty good meals. She's always been really healthy, and that was really helped us. And that was kind of a lifestyle. So me and my brothers are healthy, but we did, eat a lot of junk when we got older, and we didn't know any better. And I will say, it took a while for me to convince my family to start kind of getting back on that healthy track. My mom always did, but it took a long time, years, for my brothers and my dad to. And I just kind of kept, basically, I was almost leading by example because I kept with the working out and eating healthy. And they saw me and my progress, and then they slowly started to adopt some of those habits. So don't ever give up. Don't ever stop trying to. If you're somebody in your family and they are giving you a hard time about being the healthy one, why are you always working out, why can't you have ice cream, stuff like that, eventually they are going to be coming to you for advice and adopting your habits. Another thing I'd like to say is there's no way I could imagine life without my mom and dad. And I think people need to really stop and think about that. Your kids feel the same way about you. So even though you don't have any health diseases right now, or you're not, you're considered healthy because your doctor says that your blood pressure is a good range and you don't have any diseases, does not mean that you won't develop it in the future if you continue the lifestyle you're living. So if you are living a lifestyle where you're constantly busy, stressed out with work, eating fast food, you're not nourishing your body, you're not eating enough exercise, if you're living that sedentary lifestyle, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when something dramatic is going to happen. That is the world that we live in. It is not like it was. We are in a technology world, sedentary, access to processed foods with tons of added sugar. That's just how it is. You can't change your environment, but you can change your habits. And you can change your lifestyle. And it starts with just getting some exercise and starting to change, just getting informed on what to eat, what to avoid. And basically, we want you to avoid a bunch of added sugars, preservatives, processed foods, fast foods. So as long as you can shift a little bit of what you're doing, you can dramatically change your health. And I think for all the parents out there, when you become a parent, you are becoming obligated to raise that child and be there for them. And I think you owe it to them to take care of yourself so that you're there for them as long as you can. Because like I said, literally shut your eyes and think about all the memories you've had with your parents. Or if you're somebody that maybe lost a parent at a really young age, how badly do you wish that they were still here? Think about those things. Think about long term. Don't just think about short term. And understand that you are in that, going to be, or you're in that same boat. Like if you are a parent, or if you're planning to be a parent, you need to take that into consideration. If you don't respect your body enough to take care of yourself, at least do it for the ones that love you. Because I couldn't imagine living life without my brothers, without my friends, without my mom and dad. Thankfully I still have my grandparents. And they want to do stuff with us. That's another thing is these parents, these people, they might live to be 60 or 70, but they have a really extremely poor quality of life. Like Austin said before we started, you work your whole entire life and you get to retirement, and then all of a sudden you get put into a home, or you're in a wheelchair, or you are so weak you can't play with your grandkids. It's that's not the point of life. That's not the point of working your whole entire career in life and raising a family just to not be able to enjoy time. So that's why we're here explaining to you guys to put yourself first, take care of yourself. You only get one body. If you can imagine only having one car for your whole life, you would make sure that the oils get changed regularly, you're taking care of it, you're keeping it clean, you're keeping it in the garage, changing the tires regularly, you take care of it. But guess what? You can get a new car anytime you want, but you can't just replace your body. So you need to make sure that you're taking care of it, you're putting good things into it, and it doesn't have to be perfect. We talked about this right before. We have a ton of people that start out and they go from 0 to 100. They go from their current lifestyle of eating fast food or sedentary, whatever. All of a sudden they want to work out 6 days a week and eat 100% healthy. That's not going to work either, because you're going to get sick of it and you're going to get overwhelmed and you might give up. So what we encourage as coaches is having a little bit of balance. You can enjoy ice cream. She was given crap or whatever about not eating ice cream or junk food or having to go to the gym. You can enjoy the foods that you want. It's just you don't want to do it day after day after day. You don't want to get fast food every single day. It's okay to eat out once. You're not going to get obese from eating one Oreo a day, but you're also not going to get healthy from eating one stick of broccoli a day. So you need to, the majority of what you eat, good healthy foods, small percentage, whatever you want. The majority of the week you want to exercise and get some sunlight, whatever it may be, and then you can go out and enjoy things. You can still have that balance of, that whatever you want to do, kind of enjoying yourself, but also making sure that you're putting in the effort to take care of yourself at the same time.
Yeah, I know that when we were talking, we don't eat healthy 100% of the time. Just last night I was telling them I had a small amount of dairy-free ice cream, which just because it's dairy-free does not mean it's healthy. It's probably worse for you because it's loaded with sugar. But I do that every once in a while. I have something that just to kind of get rid of those cravings. If I start craving ice cream, I let myself have a little bit of it, because if I just say, oh no, I can't have it at all, I can't have anything sweet, then if I do that for a week, then there's going to come a point where I feel so deprived that you're just going to binge and you're just going to want to give up on everything. So we don't want you to do that. We want you to, either find a healthier type of cookie that you can eat, Or just, if you are gonna have just like a regular cookie, just have one. Just have, let that just satisfy you. Yeah.
There's definitely ways, and a big part of it is just like changing your environment in your home, like not just having a bunch of snacks out. Have fresh fruit out and stuff like that, and then have like a little secret cupboard where you have your go-to snack, and just take one serving out and then put it back. Don't take the whole container in the living room with you. That's where people go wrong, and that's where people fall off track. Because I'm no different than you are. We are no different than you are. Like, if you give me a box of Oreos and a glass of milk, I'm going to eat a lot of Oreos and all milk. Like, I still have those cravings, but I have enough knowledge to know that I'm going to feel like crap after I eat it all, and it's not going to support my goals and my health. Every day, you should just, every decision that you make every day, you should just ask yourself, does this support my goals or my values or my health, or does it, go against it? And then it makes it so much easier to make decisions. When you're in the line at Dairy Queen for your fast food, is this supporting my health and goals, or is this going against it? And then you can usually probably change your mind. Big part of it is just being prepared and planning that kind of thing out. But I would also like to kind of add on, like, for the guys out there, what I've experienced is they almost make fun of people for being, like, I've been made fun of a lot for like how much I work out and how healthy you eat and stuff, and they don't need to do that, these big tough guys. Well, drop your ego and think about somebody else for once, and realize that you need to take care of yourself too, especially if you're a dad, or if you're a son. Why would like, don't set yourself up for failure, or don't risk your life in the future because you're a tough guy right now. And that's, I think, is a really, really tough thing to get through to people, because 80% of the people that we train are women, which they want to get better and they understand that. The biggest thing with the ladies, I think, is just they never have the time. Even if they do have the time, they never have the time. So when Austin said in the beginning, like, you can just bring your kids here and work out. And even if you couldn't come to the gym, your kids are kids. Kids love to play. Like, play with them. That's exercise. Like, go outside and play with them, or do a workout in your living room. I guarantee you, if you do it like 2 times, they're gonna jump in and do exactly what you're doing, especially if they're young. Like, we have grandparents and parents bring their little ones in here to do circuits, and the kids end up freaking doing the circuit with them. Like, you're their hero. They want to do what you do. If you start eating healthy and exercising, guess what? That kid is going to be following your footsteps, and then they are set up for a healthier lifestyle. So don't just think that you're doing this for yourself. It starts with you, and then they are also setting themselves up for a better lifestyle as well, better quality of life. And Austin said, he would rather live a really good quality of life and die of a tragic event like a car accident than die of a disease because he didn't take care of himself and live a poor quality of life. He would choose that because he at least knew that he was living a good quality of life and felt better about himself. And I feel like I think I'm the same way. I'm not going to risk developing a disease or something when I'm older, and just because I can enjoy whatever I want right now. It's not worth it to me. And I think people just need to think longer term. They only think day to day. They're not thinking about the future. And so when I'm thinking about, I just told them before we started this, in Santa Ana County in the last year, I think there's been a half a dozen men and women that have died between age 50 and 60 because of some kind of health issue or disease, heart disease. And I was telling him, every single comment on Facebook and things like that, like, everybody is just so sorry, and they are completely blown away with how this could happen. But then I asked people that know them, I'm like, did you know who that was? And then I asked them, like, how was their lifestyle? Like, I'm actually curious. And 9 times out of 10, they're like, oh yeah, they weren't super healthy, they didn't eat very good, they might have smoked, or they might have drank, or whatever. Like, they lived an unhealthy lifestyle. So I'm like, why is nobody asking the question, why did this happen and how do we avoid it? They're just completely, everybody's obviously suffering and they're sad, and I get that, I'm sad too, But what people don't realize is that person could have avoided it. All they had to do was put in the work and the effort. And they might just not have had the knowledge, and that's why we're bringing you the knowledge now, so that you can implement this stuff. And I was just telling them before this too, it's compounding over time. It's no different than an investment. Compounds over time. If you have a poor lifestyle, guess what? That poor lifestyle is going to compound. That's when you develop the disease. It's just some point. It's not going to matter if, it's a matter of when. There's going to be some point where that unhealthy lifestyle compounds and compounds. All of a sudden you're overweight, you're developing a disease, you're diabetic, whatever. You're in a wheelchair. Whereas the opposite will happen. If you start exercising today, eating healthy today, that's going to compound over time. It might take you a year or two before you see any progress, but it's just going to keep compounding, and then all of a sudden you're going to be way, way better off. Your risks go down dramatically, and your quality of life will absolutely skyrocket. And it's almost guaranteed.
Yeah. One other thing that I really enjoy hearing from clients is like they're taking this time to invest in themselves, and then they're able to play with their kids more, or like lift their kids up over their heads and do things like they haven't been able to do in a long time. And I'm like, that's huge. That's more than seeing weight go down on a scale or seeing pants fit different. Like that's one of the biggest wins in my opinion, is being able to give your family, especially kids, that time that they deserve. And like you were talking about the quality of life, like we have to stop thinking about day to day, because we're gonna be here tomorrow. Like just face it, you're gonna be here tomorrow. So take that time to invest in yourself and be a little healthier, and it's gonna transform your tomorrow. It's gonna be a better day. You're gonna be happier. You're gonna be able to give your spouse more love and more energy. Yeah. So
that's the biggest thing. I think we live in a world that, I mean, think about how popular Starbucks coffee is and why everybody gets coffee. It's because everybody needs stimulants, because they have no energy. Because, quite frankly, they're not nourished, they don't get good sleep, they don't drink enough water, so we rely on stimulants. And we get home at the end of the day, we don't have the energy to do any of the chores, play with your kids, or give your spouse the love that they deserve. So just by taking care of yourself, you'll be able to do all those things. And I just thought of something. I saw a video a couple years ago, and I think I'm going to try to find it and include the link. But there's a video that's very, very heart-touching. It's a grandpa, probably 70 or so, and he goes out into his garage and he finds this old dusty kettlebell. It's probably like a 50-pound kettlebell, and he can't even pick it up at first. And then the next day he comes out and he moves it out into the middle of the garage. The next day he comes out and he's able to pick it up a couple inches. Every single day he comes out there, and eventually he can pick up the kettlebell and put it over his head. And then he starts doing it for reps. And the end of the video ends with his grandson running up to him, and he grabs him and picks him up over his head. Literally, he's got goosebumps when he cried. Because, I mean, like he just worked his butt off for like a year, just picking up this kettlebell just because of the moment that he could pick up his grandkid. I mean, how cool is that? So that's what our goal is to change people's mindset in life so that they can experience life with their family and friends, because that's literally the point of life. Think about it.
I mean, yeah, a lot of people, especially will tell people like us who are younger, oh, you're young, like you're just living your life by partying and drinking every single weekend. And it's like, if you're binge drinking every weekend and blacking out, like, first of all, you are killing your body every single time you do that. Second of all, like, are you really truly living? Like, are you drinking, to live, or are you drinking because you're trying to find comfort in something else? I just don't see that as living. I see living as being healthy to go travel and, meet new people and go do new things and hike and, like not binge drinking every single weekend and just eating whatever you want to avoid your feelings.
Which is a really common thing in our area.
Yeah, for sure.
That's
and
not really
it
living.
basically comes down to we are social creatures. And we love, like, when you think about why do people go out to the bar to drink, it's because that's where everybody gets together. And that's what they do. They get together, they chit chat and talk because that's what we love doing. I like doing it. I like getting together with friends. So you can get together with friends, go to the bar. You can get together, go to a movie. You can get together, go to a restaurant, or you can go to the gym and work out with friends. Like there's all kinds of different ways to be socially active. And what I've noticed is people develop extremely close relationships and really, really enjoy spending time here in classes because they're making friends and they're in that positive environment. So instead of going to the bar every single weekend, find something else to do with your friends. And if you can't, they're probably not the right friends. If deep inside you think, I should not be doing this every single weekend or every day, then you need to explore other options. And it just takes like challenging yourself to do something new or come in and try, do something different. Find somebody that meets your same values as you. And my friends have changed a lot over the years. I still love and cherish all my friendships from high school, but there's certain friends that, they're living a different lifestyle than I want to live. Now, I'll still see them from time to time, and it's fantastic, but I don't spend every single weekend with them just because I know that it will hurt me detrimentally. If I'm surrounding myself with people that are going to take me kind of down rather than lift me up. So
I feel the same way.
Yep.
Anything else, guys? I had something in my head.
We don't have that
So
many here to
I guess like
spout off either.
okay, so we talked about putting yourself first, the importance of it. Changing your lifestyle. Like, why should you change your lifestyle? Why should you put yourself first? So here are some things that you can do to actually do that. So, like she said, just make some more time. Go ahead and use the excuse that you don't have any time. The people that say they have no time to work out should be awarded a medal for being the world's busiest person. And actually, you should just slap yourself in the face because you're basically saying that you're busier than everybody else, and that's just selfish. Because there are people that work 100 hours a week and still work out 6 days a week. There are people out there that do that. There are people out there that take care of their family, eat healthy, and run businesses and work 100 hours a week. Whatever. There are people out there busier than you. Just understand that. And they can take care of themselves. So it's just a matter of putting a plan together. Okay, what do I need to do to put myself on the right track? Wake up 5 minutes earlier tomorrow and do 5 minutes of exercises or stretches. And then the next week, so do that for a week. The next week, wake up 10 minutes earlier. Do a little bit longer of a workout. The next week, 15 minutes earlier. So you just reduce the time they wake up by 5 minutes. Or go to bed a little bit earlier. Quit watching 4 episodes of Netflix and watch 2 episodes of Netflix. And then go to bed earlier. That way it's easier to wake up. Get a little bit more sleep. Prep your meals. I'm going to cook egg wraps for breakfast for everybody in the family this week. Now you got that completely covered. It's going to reduce your stress. You don't have to plan it, prep it. You don't have to worry about going to get fast food. Drink more water. Buy yourself a shaker. Fill it up. Try to drink 3 a day. These things are not hard. It's not rocket science. All you have to do is consistently try to get a little tiny bit better every day, or just put in the work. It's literally doing the hard things. Remember? We just had a quote in our last talk. It was about doing the hard things. And that's what it comes down to, is the days you don't want to do stuff, the days that you don't want to get healthy or work out, the days that when you do that, that's what really sets yourself apart. And that's where you'll see the progress happen. Compounding over time, like I said. If you just do the little things, drink a little bit of water, try to avoid as much added sugar and preservatives as you can, try to eat some whole foods, so try to eat a little bit of fruit, a lot of veggies, some lean sources of protein, whole grains, whatever. Do that, 10%, 20% of your diet from whatever you want, so that you have that little bit of indulgence and enjoyment. Do that consistently and you're pretty much set. And actually move your body. Whether it's going outside, 5-minute workout in the morning, going to the gym 3 times a week. Typically we want to see people doing 3 resistance training days a week, and then walk or move your body the other days. Have 1 full rest day if you want. Most of the time it's Sunday. That would be the stepping stones or the starting point. If you want to put yourself first, start taking care of yourself, and you will see that your family or the people close to you will follow. We've seen a lot here. Some people start, and then their friends come. They start telling their friends, and then all of a sudden they love it. They all love it. Not to mention, exercising and working out is one of the best stress relievers, and it releases dopamine and serotonin, which are feel-good hormones, the same hormones that are released through drugs, alcohol, and sugar. So when we turn to alcohol because we want to feel better, that's why. It's because it releases dopamine and serotonin. That's why we binge eat and watch Netflix, because we want to feel better, because we get that dopamine release. That's why we check notifications on our phone, because we get the dopamine release. That's why you scroll social media. It's all because of hormones. When you exercise and you eat healthier, same thing. So we encourage you guys to do that, practice that, and you'll feel 10 times better. So put yourself first, get 1% better every day. Hard work pays off. Always show up. If you need help, feel free to reach out. We are here to help you guys get started on workout plan, nutrition plan, whatever it may be. Hold you accountable, inform you. That's why we're here doing these talks every single week. And make sure you subscribe, like us. You can follow us on Facebook and Instagram as well, at Taylor Hutchinson Fitness. We would love to see you in here if you're not a current customer. If you are a current member, feel free to spread the word. Don't be afraid. This is another thing we talked about. Don't be afraid to tell somebody that you want them to come and try something with you. You think it could help them. A lot of people are just really scared to try something new, or they're a little bit nervous about it, but they know deep down that they need help. Sometimes it just takes a little push for them to actually do it. So don't think that you're being nice to them or protecting them by not telling them that they need a little bit of help, or they need to get healthier, because it could be what literally changes their life. So don't be afraid to share that, especially if it's a friend or family member or somebody that you really, really care about. But other than that, have a wonderful day, you guys, and we'll see you soon. Bye.